I always say, hi, Mr. and Mrs. YouTube. We are live. We are coming from Melbourne. We are coming from Ontario, Hamilton, Ontario, and Kauai, Hawaii, where it's been a wild Mercury retrograde day. We should just say that. You know what? It's such a great day to sign up for the class during Mercury retrograde, because this is what I've discovered. No one ever tells you this. When you do something in Mercury retrograde, you have to review it. All it means is you're going to go take a deeper dive. If you sign something or you get involved in something, you start studying something during Mercury retrograde, it takes you deeper into it because you've got to slow down. And welcome to us inviting you into a slow down version of level 1 starting on February 17th. But so if you're sitting on the fence, I want you to hear these two women's stories. So one, let's see. Did you know any astrology, Ramona, before you started?
Yeah, actually, when we went to school camp when I was about, I think, 14, I had that Love Sex book by Terry King. Yeah, and so I used to read that on the bus, but I never knew the time that I was born. So I sort of got into it, but I was never deep in. And then a friend of mine spoke to you and you recommended Sharon Lair to do my rectification. And so we came up and worked it out. And during the class, I actually was able to tweak it because I knew what felt right. I knew what, what sort of everything meant. So once I knew the time and locked in my chart, that was it. It was like an open floodgates for me. So
I'm so glad. So anyone out there who doesn't know their birth time, we have someone on the team called Sharon Lair that rhymes with hair. And she will look at your chart and help you find your time. So don't say it's because you've been adopted, you can't play astrology. It's not true. And what about you, Katrina? Did you know any astrology when you started?
I was using your library before I signed up for the class, but my own knowledge was just a little bit. My naturopath had brought it up during some of our visits. And I started to follow like the moon cycles and how they kind of correlate with my own cycles. So that was kind of where my interest really peaked like years ago. But
see, there you go. So you don't need to know anything, or you could be studying for years and you have to do level 1. The level 1, let's talk about the personal transformation. So what was your homework or your missing element, Ramona? What did you focus on during the school? What element do you feel like is not your most powerful or the easiest one?
It was definitely fire. Yeah. And I needed to be more active. I needed to, because I could just, being Scorpio, I could just sit in my own space with my own company and get in my head. And then I started doing all these body sort of stuff happening. And then the click that I needed to be more active and to put that into, like, make that as important in my life. I knew it here, but I think when I found out about it, it made sense. It all sort of clicked in. Yeah. So I've started being more physical. Got a sauna as well now. So
oh wow.
Oh, I'm so glad. See, and what was yours, Katrina?
Fire as well. So I had to do a Facebook video. So this is a big experience for me because I'm not one to stand out or be the center of attention. So I'm working on it.
You were working a lot of what?
I'm working on it. I'm working on my fire just by doing this.
Right. So I think what we want to say is, so for all of you that wonder, what will astrology do for you? Like, yes, I want to go study it, but I don't really see its value, or why is it even that expensive? It's not practical. People's lives change radically. Like suddenly they're cleaning their house. Suddenly they're going into meditation. Suddenly they're exercising that they never did before. And part of it is because I am an experiential, like I studied, so funny how long in my lifetime I was determined to teach people everything I do in any class I have, tell me a story. It's always experiential. So it's not just theory. That's my Mercury and Taurus. I can't just talk. I have to apply it. Mm-hmm. I'm getting hot. Is that exciting? So what I want you all to hear is you do not have to know any astrology to come into the school. You will have your lives changed. You're not going to leave the same. Or you can be studying astrology for years and say, you know, I don't want to do level 1. But that's not true. Because Ramona's a therapist, psychologically, it is designed to bring you out of yourself. And then you have permission slips, and then you fall in love with yourself. And the next thing you know, you're an addict. I know. So are you guys doing any readings yet? Because you've both done level 2. Ramona, are you doing? Yes.
Yeah, I've got a list on my board. I've got about 5 I still need to do. So I'm doing live saying I'm so sorry because I need to get to them, but I am addicted. I love them. So I've got some that I'm charging for and some that I'm still learning. So
See, and that's the other thing, you guys, thank you. After level 2, that's another class 6 weeks later, you can charge people because you have so much more information than they have. They don't know their missing element. They don't know where their Saturn is. They don't know what their life lesson, like you get to tell people things that they don't have. So even though you think I'm just a beginner, at the end of level 2, we give you the sacred script, which we won't talk about now, but yeah. Are you doing readings, Katrina?
No, I've done the one for school that we did at the end of level 2. And then I read for my sister. I did it a couple times throughout the class because every time I learned more stuff, I would go back to her. But then we did like a full like reading with the script and everything, which was really cool. And she said she has a couple people she might recommend. But honestly, this was for me and I wanted to learn about myself. So I would love to be able to do readings down the road, but I feel for myself, there's so much more that I need to learn and I want to be able to like,
your Mercury's in Taurus. And your Mercury's in Taurus. You're going to take your time. That's so perfect. And you're doing level 3. Hi, Ron Oliver. I'm getting friends. Did you see Steph Bryden's here? She said, come play astrology. Lisa Hillenberg said she loves Ramona. And your study buddy, Cindy, just sent you love.
Yeah, so Cindy and Lisa were both my study buddies and I love them.
Oh, crazy. So that's the other thing, you guys, you will get a study buddy, you will get a community. You're not going to be alone. It's like someone said yesterday, we were doing it. It was so interesting. She said she thought she wasn't getting it, but then she would meet with her study buddy and realize she had got it. And that was the conversation that kept the glue, that kept the thing going. So you're not alone doing it. It's not theory. It's about you. It's applicable. You're going to change your life. And if you're ambivalent about it, you just have someone call someone in the room and say, push, because you got to get off the fence. And by the way, tonight the cart closes. So we've got exactly like 12 hours left, something like that, a little bit. So, and I find it so interesting. People, did you guys sign up at the last minute?
Yeah. Probably like the last week or so.
Oh my God. Everyone's, I don't do that. My moon's in Aries. As soon as I want something, I go get it. People, you wouldn't believe what happened in the last 24 hours.
I just found it though, and then it was the last minute. So it was like, oh, I just got in time.
Oh, wow. So there's somebody here today. I bet someone's watching us right now and they're just going to get it on YouTube and they're going to say, I'm going to take the risk because Ramona did it and she seems to be happy.
I just second guess myself all the time. I've got like, I think with my rising sign, I've got a like mutable grand cross. So I'm constantly, I don't make decisions quickly. I take my time making big decisions.
I see. It's so funny. It just shows you how astrology works. My Mercury's in Taurus, but it's in the cardinal house. I do not wait. Like it's so clear to me. And I want to be the first one there, Moon and Aries. I don't want to wait in line. I want to be in the front of the class, in the front of the room, in the front of the seat. I know I'm a little bit like, and then there's everyone else sitting in this room today. So if you're ambivalent, if you're confused, it's silly. If you're scared, this is the best investment you can make in yourself. If you think it's too much, you're wrong because you really do learn at bite-sized bits. I teach it like a little kid, like 4th grade, like, okay, and today we're going to do Mercury. And then all of a sudden you go, what? I know, I love that, Ramona. Every class you go, what? I wish I was a beginner starting in this school. I wish I was on YouTube right now watching Debra and Ramona and Katrina and saying, that's such a great idea. What's there to lose? But by the way, we're going to sell out. So we have not that many spots left. So jump, baby, jump. Okay, we're going to go on to our next platform. But thank you, Mr. and Mrs. YouTube, for celebrating this exciting moment.